right, welcome. And as you start to feel ready, remembering that you can do whatever you like with your video at any time, on, off, some combination of those two. But we'll start to arrive here, taking a few rounds of deeper breath. If it feels comfortable to do so, you can gently allow the eyes to close. If not, as always, you can just take a soft gaze out in front of you. It's more than fine. And starting to just drop in and arrive. Seeing if we can carve out this little space of time to be right here. Not drifting backward to what already happened and not drifting forward to what might happen, but just being in this present time. And first, taking a moment to become aware of your physical body, tuning in to the support below you, anything behind you, the feeling of the air on your skin, noticing the boundary between where you end and the air begins. Starting to feel the spine stacking tall over the pelvis. Gently releasing the shoulders away from the ears. Slight tuck of the chin so that the back of the neck can be long and open. And lastly, a little reach out through the crown of the head so that there's a sense in the back body of awake and alive energy, but without any strain. And starting to walk through your body, noticing what you find along the way. Some places might feel open, spacious. Some might feel a little less so, and that's okay. Maybe there are some places where you're holding on more than you need to. Maybe between the eyebrows, around the cheeks or the jaw, the neck or the shoulders, maybe the belly, maybe the hands or the feet. And if you found any of those spots, seeing if you can send a few extra rounds of breaths right there, right where you need it the most. Now taking your attention to the emotional body, your mood this evening. As always, moving gently here. Certainly a lot that has occurred in the early part of this week. There might be cause for some distress. If that's coming up, that's okay. If it's not, that's okay too. Whatever is here is yours. Honoring and noticing. Trying as best as you can not to judge what you find, but just be present with what there is. And starting to become aware of the activity of your mind, the rhythm and the pattern of your thoughts. Noticing if the mind still feels quite busy from the day, jumping from thought to thought. Or maybe it feels a little more slow. Maybe you've had some space between the day and practice. Or maybe it feels somewhere in the middle of those two. Seeing if you can become aware of the thoughts as they enter, acknowledge them, and then allow them to slip on their way without holding on to any one thought for too long. Now starting to come into awareness of your breath, noticing the rhythm, the depth, the cadence, maybe the temperature. Becoming aware of the quality of the breath. Does it feel smooth or choppy, full and round, or flatter and more shallow, fast or slow? Noticing the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale. Noticing the path the breath wants to navigate within the body. Where does it want to enter first and most easily? And where does it feel a little harder to send it? And as we prepare to sit a little more deeply this afternoon, I'll plant the seed by allowing the hands to come into a mudra or sacred gesture, only if you wish. You can also just listen along. But if you like, I'll walk you through. You can still keep your eyes closed if you like, or if they're open, that's okay too. But we'll take what's called the Abaya Hridaya Mudra. Some of us are familiar, and some of us, this might be new. Abaya means fearless. Hridaya means the center or heart of something. So taken together, we have the fearless heart mudra. And it came to my mind for today's practice, there is so much happening out in the world that requires our courage. Maybe it's the courage we need to speak out against something, to be more active in our social and racial justice spaces. Maybe it's the courage to get ready to send our little ones back to school. Maybe it's the courage to navigate how to get the vaccine or how to help someone else get it. Maybe it's something completely different for you. But there's a lot out there right now that could use our fearless heart. So if you'd like to take the mudra, you'll take your right hand towards your chest, thumb touching your sternum. And you'll take your left hand and cross at the wrist. So you have a little X shape at your wrist. Then you'll allow the backs of the hands to come together. And you'll hook your pinky fingers together, hook your ring fingers together, skip over the middle finger, hook the pointer fingers together. And your middle finger and your thumb are free. And you'll touch the tips of them together, making a little teardrop shape on either side. And if your hands just got to be a big tangled mess, you can just fold them at your heart. That's fine too. Either way, whatever shape you've decided to take, pull that shape back down towards your heart. And I'll allow us a few moments of quiet breath, contemplating what you feel you need your courage for. We'll use our physical practice as a template for our mental and emotional practice off the mat. And as we stay in the stillness for a few rounds of breath, if the hands tire, you can feel free to dissolve the shape at any time. And we'll take 3 last breaths together. If you haven't already, you can dissolve your shape, gently bringing the hands to rest back in the lap. And taking your own time as you feel ready, gently blinking the eyes open if they were closed, or just sharpening your gaze. And then when you feel ready, starting to come into some movement at the shoulders, taking the shoulders up and back, just smooth, easy rhythm here. As that feels pretty comfortable, and adding in the elbows, making the circles a little bit larger, starting to feel the activity of the shoulder blades on the back as they glide back and forth. And then once that feels fairly comfortable, extending to the full arm now, big sweeping circles, including through the fingers. You might even want to wiggle the fingers a little bit, particularly if you had the full mudra. Taking 1 or 2 more full sweeps up and back. And the next time that arms are overhead, you can allow them to stay there. Just receiving one full breath with the arms in this big wide V. And then on the next inhale, pull your arms down into this cactus shape. So the elbows are bent, fingers pointing towards the sky. On the next inhale, we'll grow a little bit bigger. Elbows come down towards the side, puffing out through the collarbones. And then on the exhale, hands come together in front of the chest, maybe even the forearms and the elbows touch. Inhaling to open back out, shoulder blades squeeze together, elbows come down. Exhale, close the book, feeling the shoulder blades slide apart as you do so. One last time, big inhale, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. And then exhale, hands together, shoulder blades are out. And then from here, just allow the hands to knit together, bringing the wrists back down towards the chest. And then we'll take those wrist circles. I had a really early sound effect. Maybe you did too. And once you feel pretty good there, change your direction, go the other way. Good. And as you feel ready, shaking out the wrists. And then we'll come towards hands and knees on the mat. So if you were sitting on something, feel free to move it to the side. Right. Coming in towards our hands and knees shape here. And as always, that little bit of play to begin. A good 8 to 10 breaths here to explore. Perhaps the spine feels like doing some waves. Maybe there's some hip circles that are calling. Maybe full body figure eights. Gonna play with the toes. Play with bending one elbow at a time, waking up through the shoulder blades even more. Whatever would feel appropriate for your body. And as always, the reminder as we start to move a little bit more here, that you are in charge of your practice. So if there's ever any option that I offer that doesn't feel good for your body, you can feel free to create a one that does. That's always fine. You can always rest at any time that you like. A beloved teacher of mine once used to say, it's all part of yoga. Rest is just as important as everything else. You're still contributing, you're still practicing. I'll take 1 or 2 more full rounds of playing here. And then starting to settle into some stillness. As always, checking to see that the hands are slightly ahead of the shoulders and that the knees are right underneath the hips here. Once you feel comfortable with your position, then on the inhale, we'll take that left leg long behind you. Strong, steady reach with that leg. Just breathing into this shape for a moment. Testing out the weight. If it feels too far to the right, maybe see if you can bring it back to the left a bit. And then on the next exhale, bend the left knee and bring the left knee towards the outside of the left arm. It doesn't have to touch necessarily, you're just going towards it. And then on the inhale, stretch that left leg long and then bend the knee again, this time bringing the sole of the foot up towards the sky. And then on the next inhale, tipping that left foot over the right, coming into that open hip position, yes. Then we're gonna knit that all together. So we're gonna exhale, bring that left knee all the way towards the outside of the left arm, somewhere in that direction. And then on the inhale, one smooth movement to take that foot to the back and then up and over the right hip. One more time, as if we're making like a little half circle. On the exhale, drawing that circle towards your left arm. And then on the inhale, tracing that circle up and over the right hip, holding right here. Breathing smooth and steady into that hip space. Yes, yeah. And then gently allowing that foot to find the floor on the exhale. And then we'll take that on the second side. Inhaling that right leg long behind you. As on the other side, just taking a moment to arrive right here. What does it feel like to have these 3 points on the earth? Breathing smooth and steady, evening out the weight between the hands, little lift in the belly. And then we'll take the slow path the first time, exhaling to draw that right knee somewhere towards the outside of that right arm. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. And then on the inhale, first long leg behind you, then bending the right knee, sending the sole of the foot straight up. Then on the next inhale, taking it into that open hip position, kicking that right foot over towards the left. Then we'll take the smooth route this time. Exhaling to bring that right knee all the way around, tapping somewhere near that right arm. And then inhale, one fluid motion up and over, taking that right hip over the left. One breath here. And then last full time, exhale to trace that outer circle, bringing that right leg somewhere, the right knee towards your left elbow. And then inhaling that foot up and over. A little tongue-tied today, guys, sorry. And then gently allow that right leg to find the earth. Great, getting settled. This time on the inhale, stretching that left leg long behind you. This time on the exhale, stepping the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Left foot can be pretty wide, but toes are facing forward. Lighten up a little bit on your fingers so that on the inhale, you can sweep both arms up to the sky, coming into your low lunge. Yes, yeah, beautiful. Inhaling to reach here. On the exhale, you'll start to turn your chest towards the left, maybe a little, maybe a lot. Depends on how much space you need below you. As you start to turn, however far you go, you'll open the arms into a T shape. So if you're coming into the full twist, you're facing, looking out over that left leg. If that feels like too much for any reason, you'll angle yourself closer towards your left knee. Holding here, one smooth breath. And then flip your right palm to face the ceiling. On the inhale, start to take your right arm up overhead. Left fingertips maybe grazing that right calf. Just for a moment here. And then inhaling, come back up towards your T shape. We'll do that twice more. Holding here for a breath. And then inhaling to take it back. Right arm overhead, left arm maybe somewhere near that right calf. Hold for the exhale. Inhale back up into the T. And then one more, we'll stay for a little bit longer this time. Inhale to sweep up and back. Left fingers on that right calf, or maybe if there's more space, the left fingers move towards your right heel. Don't have to do that, it's okay. Holding smooth and steady wherever you are. And use the breath to help you. Inhale your way back up into your T shape. And then exhale to face forward and take both arms up to the sky. One last breath in your low lunge. Yes, y'all, really nice. And then exhaling both hands to the mat on the inside of that left foot. Press the fingers into the mat so that you can slide that left leg long behind you. Just a breath. And then exhale to release your left knee to the earth. Then we'll take that on the second side. So we'll inhale the right leg long behind you. Exhale to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Again, as wide as you need, but toes facing forward. Inhaling to tent up on the fingertips. And then as you feel ready, continue all the way up. Arms reach for low lunge. Same thing to the other side. On your exhale, starting to turn the chest to your right. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. Inhaling the arms open into your T shape here. So regardless of how deep you are into the twist, we're knitting the shoulder blades together. Yes, yeah, really nice. And then flip the left palm to face up. And then on the inhale, start to sweep the left arm overhead. Now maybe right finger is coming somewhere near that left calf. Inhaling back up into your T shape. And then twice more. Flipping the left palm. Inhale it up and back. Right fingers somewhere near the left leg. Hold for the exhale. Inhale returns you to your T. And then one last time with a little bit of a hold. Inhale to sweep up and back. This time, once again, if there's a little more space, maybe those right fingers find your left heel, maybe not. Gorgeous, y'all, really nice. Holding smooth, steady breath here. And then use your inhale, inflate, come back to your T. And then exhale, torso forward, arms reach to the sky one last time. Yes. And then exhaling, hands down to the mat on the inside of the right foot. Press into the hands so you can sweep that right leg long behind you, just a breath. And then exhale the right knee to the earth. Okay, from here, walking the hands again, just slightly ahead of the shoulders, gripping the mat with your fingers, creating a kickstand with your toes. Inhale to prepare, and then exhale to lift the knees into our hovering tabletop here. Smooth, steady breath, strong through the hands, creating that little arch of the hand on the mat. And then as you're ready, exhaling the hips high to the sky, coming into your downward facing dog. As always, this first down dog is just for you. So use it to work out the kinks. Walking the feet back and forth, pedaling the legs, playing with the distance between your hands and your feet if you like. The width of the hands and feet as well. Making it your own. These look nice, y'all. Smooth breath as you go. 1 or 2 more moments to play here. As you settling in, remembering you can always keep the knees bent as you like. That sometimes helps those of us who have a little bit of shorter hamstrings get the hips higher to the sky. Yeah, these look great, y'all. Good. From here, we're gonna come rolling forward to plank. We will end up in your half plank eventually. So if you wanna head straight there, you always can have the option of dropping the knees down and rolling straight to half plank. Either way, we're gonna come high up on the toes if you're in your full down dog, scooping in through the low belly, making your slow, steady path towards your plank. If you're in your high plank, shoulders over wrists, scooping in through the belly, 1 full breath. And then if they're not already, you'll gently release the knees to the earth. Scoop the belly in and under to come to your full half plank. So you're in a little bit of a diagonal shape. So hips are forward here, so different than the box shape. And then from here, either stay right here, press the hands powerfully into the mat to spread the shoulder blades, or if you like, bend the elbows just 1 or 2 inches. Exhale to straighten. 1 more time. Inhale, maybe bend the elbows a couple inches. Exhale, straighten, come back to your half plank. And then tuck the toes under so that on the exhale, you can bend into the knees and send the hips high to the sky. Come back to your downward facing dog. This time on the inhale, look forward, bend the knees, and then just take a gentle walk to the top of the mat. Press the feet into the earth when you arrive, so that as you feel steady, you can swim the arms out and up on the inhale, and then exhale, hands to your heart. Yes, y'all, really nice. From here, we'll take a big step back to the back of the mat with your right foot. So coming into your high lunge legs with the left foot in the front and the right foot in the back. Taking a moment to really arrive here, you can take the feet as wide as is necessary for your balance. But once you feel steady in the legs, then you'll inhale the arms up to the sky, coming into your full high lunge. Yes, that's it. And then just as we did with the knee on the ground, on the exhale, you'll start to come into that twisting T shape again. Torso moving towards the left, arms opening out wide. You may find that there's a little more or even a little less space here in the twist. That's fine. You stop where you need to. It's totally fine to be more at this angle, but just keep the arms wide wherever you are. 1 more breath here. And then we're going to see how this goes. Courageous hearts, fearless hearts. Scooping the right palm to face the sky. On the inhale, start to take it back. Same little reverse shape here. This time, left finger's probably finding the right thigh. And then inhale back to your T shape. We'll try twice more. Scooping up the right arm, inhaling to sweep up and back. Left finger's finding somewhere to land. Hold for the exhale. Inhale to swim back into your T. And then last time we'll stay a little bit longer. Inhale to take it back. If the left fingers have purchase on the thigh, maybe they walk around the thigh, that can give you a little bit more stability here. Maybe bending a little deeper into the left knee, maybe not. Wherever you've landed is, of course, totally okay. And wherever that is, you'll hold for 1 more breath. And then use your inhale to come out, return to your T. And then exhale to take the torso and the arms forward. And then inhale the arms up to the sky. Yes, yeah. Very nice. This time, exhale to bring the hands back to the heart. Hinge forward over that left hip. So you can step your right hip to the top of the mat. Well, let's try your right foot. And then we'll inhale your arms out and up towards the sky. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Here we go, second side. Inhaling to step the left foot now to the back of the mat. Big step. High lunge legs on the other side. Taking it any moment you need to wiggle around a little bit. Spread the feet open. Very nice. As you feel steady in the legs, inhaling the arms up to the sky. Full high lunge. Taking a moment to land here. And then on the exhale, opening out into the twist, turning towards the right. Arms coming down into that T shape. Beautiful, very nice. And then we'll take those little reverse plays. So we'll flip the left palm up, sweep the left arm overhead, right arm finding somewhere to land. Look at you all, beautiful. And then inhale back up to your twist. We'll take that twice more. Inhale to sweep it up and back. Right fingers finding somewhere to land for a moment. And then inhale back to your T. Here we go. This is the hold. Swimming up and back on the inhale. Maybe using those right fingers to get more purchase around the left thigh. Yes. Wow. Very impressive, friends. Really beautiful. One last breath. And then inhaling back into the T. Exhaling those arms forward, torso forward. And then inhale, arms reach. One last breath. Yeah. Exhaling, hands to your heart. Hinge forward over that right hip now. So you can step your left foot to the top of the mat. Very nice. From here, swimming the arms out and around on the inhale. Exhaling, hands to your heart, and then keep going. Hinging at the hips, bringing the hands towards the mat, bending the knees as much as you need to get a firm purchase on the mat with your hands. We're going to do that same little ripple. So you could start from hands and knees if you like, stepping one knee down at a time. Or if you're going to start from down dog, you'll step one foot and then the other to the back of the mat. Whether you're on your hands and knees or in your down dog, we're going to ripple forward together towards our chosen expression of plank. High up on the toes on the inhale if you're standing. Scoop in the belly. Swimming forward as if you're coming up and over something. Nice control. Scooping in through the belly, holding wherever you landed for a breath. If you're in your full plank, gently drop the knees to the earth and then scoop those hips forward. So we're pulling the tailbone towards the nose, pubic bone towards the toes. Holding here. Yes, and then either pressing the hands into the earth or those little drops. So bending the elbows a couple of inches on the inhale, exhaling to push up. Inhaling to bend forward a little bit. Very nice. Exhale, push back up. Beautiful, y'all. This time, untucking the toes, sending the hips over the knees so that on the exhale, you can push yourself back up to your downward facing dog. Holding here for a moment. Here's an option. On your inhale, you'll bend your left knee, connecting the toes to the mat, either staying here, playing a little bit with rocking that foot back and forth, playing with the hip here. If you'd like to come a little bit higher, lift that foot off the floor. Maybe extend that left leg behind you. Maybe bending the left knee and sending that left foot over the right hip. So you're in that same position we started in on hands and knees, but you're in your down dog. If that feels like too much, you can always reconnect the foot to the floor. No problem. 1 or 2 more breaths wherever you landed. And then if that foot is lifted, you'll exhale it back to the earth. If your knee was bent, you'll straighten it back out. And then we'll switch to the other side. Either bending that right knee,
swiveling around to the hip with the toes connected, or maybe the foot hovers a little bit off the earth and you make more little swivels. Or inhale to take that right leg all the way up towards the sky, and then maybe send it up and over your left hip. Smooth, steady breath wherever you are, and wherever you are can change. Good. Really nice, y'all. Yes. One more breath. If that leg is lifted, return it to the earth. Come into your full down dog for a breath, just arriving, symmetrical feet. And then on the inhale, bending the knees, look forward and take another walk to the top of the mat. Once you arrive, stamp down through the feet so you can swim the arms out and up on the inhale. And then exhale, hands to your heart. All right, y'all, really nice work there. Here we go. This time, stepping back to the back of the mat with the left foot. So we're coming into those high lunge legs, left foot in the back, right foot in the front. Strong and steady in the legs first. Once you feel ready here, inhaling the arms up to the sky. Full high lunge for a breath. This time on the exhale, starting to open out into your warrior two. So chest facing a little bit on a bias by the hips, right knee right over the right toes, shoulder blades smooth together, left toes in at a little bit of an angle. Strong back leg so that maybe you can bend a little bit more into the front leg. Holding here, really nice. Smoothing out the breath. And then from here, we're just bend the right elbow, bringing the hand towards the chest. Yep, as if you're like, with a little bit of a warrior stance. So in front of the body. Yep, you got it. And then from here, we're gonna make a little transition that's new to us. So we'll go slow first. We're gonna straighten through that right leg. Start to turn all the toes to the front end of the mat. Bringing the hands together towards the heart. And then starting to turn towards the back of the mat. Left toes facing forward, coming up onto the ball of the right foot. As you bend into that left knee, push the right hand forward, elbow straight. Bring the left arm back. Left hand by the left shoulder, left elbow bent, pointing towards behind you. So you're in high lunge legs with this funky little arm shape facing the back of the mat. Taking a moment to make sure we're all here. Yes. Breathing smooth and steady. And we're gonna come back the way we came. Start to straighten through that front leg, landing the back heel, turning the toes. Hands come to the heart first. Then you'll unfurl into your warrior two, but keeping that right hand at your chest. So we're in that little modified version. So the left arm is reaching towards the left, right elbow is bent, right hand is at your chest. Yes, y'all. Then we're gonna try to move through that a little more fluidly. And if it gets mixed up, that's totally fine. We're gonna do it a few times. So inhale to get ready here. Exhale to straighten through the front leg. Start to turn the feet. Smooth, steady rhythm, coming towards your high lunge legs at the back of the mat. As you bend into that left knee, the right arm starts to straighten forward. So you're in your high lunge to the back of the mat, right hand facing forward, left hand at your shoulder, left shoulder. Breathing here, and then coming back, swimming up on the exhale. Coming into warrior two, legs now, right knee bent, right elbow bent, right hand at the chest. Good. Seeing if we can make it even more fluid this time. Inhale here. Exhale to change, coming up through the center, use the belly. On the inhale, starting to bend the left knee, press that right arm forward. High lunge to the back of the mat with our funky arms. One more full return. Scoop in through the belly. Start to change the feet. Open to warrior two with that right arm bent. Yes, y'all, really nice. One more time to the back of the mat and stay there. Inhaling here. Exhaling to flow it back. Arms and legs moving now at the same time. Ending in that high lunge stance to the back of the mat, right hand pressing forward, left hand at your shoulder. A little party that you made it. And then from here, folding both hands to your heart, and then simply grounding down through that left foot, facing the hips at this angle here so that you're in warrior two, legs towards the back of the mat, left knee bent. So the legs didn't change all that much. We just shifted the hips here. And then we start to unfurl the arms. We'll take a moment in full warrior two to the back of the mat, pressing into that right outer edge of the foot. Strong, steady breath. These new patterns are really good for our brain. And just when we think it's frustrating, we might not want to do it. We remember our fearless heart and we try anyway. And we're going to start together, bending that left elbow now, left hand coming towards the chest. The same pattern, just the opposite side. We'll go slow this first transition. Straightening through the left leg, both hands coming towards the chest as we start to change the feet. Right toes facing forward, coming into the ball of the left foot. This time as you bend your right knee, your left hand starts to come forward. Right hand comes by the right shoulder. You're in your high lunge to the front of the mat with the funky arms. Yeah, yes, y'all, really good. Okay, we're gonna try to be a little more fluid on the way back. Inhaling here. Exhaling to straighten through the legs, start to shift the toes. Right toes turn in, left toes turn out. As you start to sink back down to those warrior two legs, left elbow bends, hand to your chest, right arm reaching behind you. Inhale here. And then swim up on the exhale, seeing if you can move the arms and legs together as you transition to high lunge legs towards the front of the mat, bending through that right knee, left hand pressing forward, right hand comes to the right shoulder. Yes, yes, really nice, y'all. And then here we go back, squeezing through the feet, use the belly, starting to transfer the legs, warrior two legs to the back of the mat, left elbow bent, hand to the chest, right arm reaching behind the body. Inhale here. Exhale, squeeze through the feet, come towards your high lunge at the front of the mat. As that left knee bends, that right knee bends, the left hand presses forward, right hand cups to the shoulder. If you got messed up that time, that was my fault. Y'all are fine. One last transition, let's make it as smooth as we can. Exhale to squeeze through the belly. One last time, land in your warrior two towards the back of the mat. Left elbow bent, hand to your chest. And then back the way we came. Smooth and steady. Come into your high lunge legs. Left hand presses forward, right hand at the shoulder. We've made it. And then simply exhale, both hands to your heart. Hinging over that right hip once again. So you can step your left foot to the top of the mat. Really nice work, y'all. Okay, swimming the arms out and around on the inhale, folding the hands to your heart on the exhale, and then keep going, hinging at the hips, hands coming to the earth one more time. Again, bending the knees as much as you need to, and then decide. You'll step either back to your hands and knees or step back to your downward facing dog. One last time to ripple forward to half plank or full plank. Here we go. Scooping in through the belly. Smooth, steady rhythm as you go, with lots of control. Once you arrive, holding steady breath, scooping in through the belly. And then gently up there, up, you'll drop both knees towards the earth. Untuck the toes, scoop the hips forward, half plank. Then your option, staying right here, or one last time, bend those elbows 1 or 2 inches. Exhale, push your way back up. Once more, bend through the elbows. And then exhale, push back up. Very nice. This time, you'll just walk your hips over your knees. Take your hands a little closer to your legs so that you're stable here. Shift your feet to one side, your hips to the other, so you can come to sitting. Once you're down, then you'll swing the legs forward. Right leg will stay straight. Left leg is going to be bent. Sole of the foot on the mat, knee bent here. Yes. Then from here, you'll inhale to take both arms up to the sky. On the exhale, left arm reaches forward. So reaching towards the edge of the mat. And then right arm is going to find a place to land on the mat behind you. So you look sort of like you're sitting on the beach, waiting for someone to feed you some grapes, something like that. You might even turn your left palm up to receive them. And then we have several options from here. We're working towards wild thing, but you choose your own adventure. And if this feels a little bit constricted here, you can come a lot wider, particularly if you're not going to lift up. So if you need more space in front, you can take that left foot really wide and then just work this stretching position here. That's fine. If you're going to come along a little bit further, on the inhale, we're going to start to reach that left arm up and overhead. So you're in a little bit of a side bend, back bend. The left hip is going to release itself from the floor. You might choose to just stay right here, holding smooth, steady breath. And then on the exhale, releasing the hips back to the earth. If you would like to come a little bit farther, you'll start to inhale that left arm up and over again. Left hip releases. You'll start to anchor the flat edge of your right foot towards the earth. So the pinky side foot on the earth. Maybe then on the next inhale, pushing into the left foot, into the blade of the right foot and the right hand. Maybe the hips lift a little. Maybe the hips lift a lot. If the hips lift a lot, maybe you come up onto the ball of the left foot, looking backward, coming in towards your wild thing. Any of those options on the menu, wherever you are, holding one full breath. Yes, y'all, really nice. Great. Then wherever you are, exhale to come back down. Release that left arm in front of you. Come back to land. And then change your legs. You can even shake them out as you go. And then this time, left leg will stay long in the front, right leg will stay bent. Again, you can take that really wide there if you need a little bit more space in front. That's it. If you know you're lifting, then anchor that right foot a little bit closer. But we'll start the same way, inhaling both arms up to the sky. And then exhaling that right arm forward, coming to the inside of that right knee. And then on the next exhale, swimming the left arm behind you, finding some place to land on the mat. And then first round, we'll all go together. We'll just reach that right arm up on the inhale, roll towards the left hip a little so the right hip releases off the mat. And staying right here as you like. Exhale to come back down, everyone moving together. And then this time your options. Inhaling to come back into that position, rolling onto the left hip. If you're taking it further, connect that blade edge of the left foot. Then use your inhale and those 3 points that are on the earth. Press into those points. Maybe the hips lift a little, maybe a lot. If the hips are pretty high, then maybe you release that right heel. That'll help you get a little bit farther into the back bend. Staying with your smooth, steady breath. Yes, yeah, you got it. Good. And gently releasing back down, arm facing forward. And then just stretching both legs out in front now, shaking them out, moving one knee at a time. And we'll take one last forward fold. If you know that coming forward here is going to make you feel a little bit rounded in the spine, or if you already are rounded just with the legs out, bend the knees a little bit. That's fine. You can keep them bent here. You can also choose to sit up on something. Yeah. Wherever you are, you'll inhale the arms up to the sky. If you're folding forward, you're going to hinge forward at your hips and start to reach the hands forward. If for some reason there's a reason why you don't want to come forward, and there might be, you're going to tuck your hands behind you and just push your chest forward. Yeah, that's a good option. Yes. If you're continuing on down, then you're going to find some place for your hands to land. It does not have to be the feet. It could even be the thighs. It could be the calves, ankles. If you're in the forward fold, once you're out of room in the low spine, so keeping the belly close to the thighs, if it doesn't touch, bend your knees more so that it does. Then you can allow the head and neck to release, shake them out. If you're in that posted up position, see if you can squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit closer together, flex the feet back towards you. Yeah. Breathe smooth and steady wherever you are. We're just moving in the opposite direction of where we've been moving all day. Nice counterpoint to all the back bending. One more breath. And if you're working the more upright version, just gently release the hands. If you're in your fold, you'll use your inhale to inflate, come back up. And then everyone will just use the hands to help to bend the knees a little bit, shake them out. And then you'll just tuck the feet underneath you into a gentle cross-legged position here, something that's comfortable for your body. We'll take one last little shape here. We'll inhale both arms up to the sky. And then exhale to twist to the left, bringing the left hand to the mat, right hand to your left knee. And this can be a pretty mellow twist here. We've done a lot of work on the torso today. You don't need to take this too deeply. We're just slowing down the breath. And inhaling both arms up to the sky. Exhaling, twist to the right, right hand behind you, left hand to right knee. Again, just go where you feel comfortable. No need to press. And then gently inhale both arms back up to the sky. And then allow the hands to come to rest in your lap. And we're heading down towards the earth. So if you know you want to take your very special Shavasana shape, either on your side or that very amazing setup you had earlier, you know who you are. If you are wanting to come all the way down, you'll stretch the legs out in front again, maybe give them a little shake. Reach the arms forward as well. And we'll start to take that little roll back. So we're going to scoop in through the belly, rolling down one vertebra at a time. Nice and steady rhythm here. Once you're all the way on the earth, if you're there, then we'll stretch both arms up overhead, pointing the toes. Nice yawning stretch through the side body, getting as long as you can. Feeling the breath expanding outward through the ribs. And gently allow the arms to float down by the side of the body. Bend one knee at a time so your feet can come flat. And then one last piece, if you're here, you'll inhale to scoop both knees in towards the chest. And then you can decide either wrapping the arms around the front of the shins, or you can grab underneath your hamstrings, underneath the knee here. Or maybe there's a little rock from side to side that wants to happen. Maybe there are some circles around the lower back of the pelvis. Anything that would help you do one last prep to release the body into your final rest. If you are doing some type of circular movement, reverse the direction so you even out. Like a little massage back there. And then gently allow the knees to, my goodness, the feet to find the earth. And then you decide, you can stay like this with the knees bent. If you choose that route, toe heel your feet wide and then knock the knees together so you're not holding on. Or you can extend the legs long down the mat. And then finding someplace comfortable for your hands to land. Maybe they're on the body, maybe out to the sides in a gentle V. maybe wide in a T or cactus. But anything that allows the heads of the arm bones to rest softly on the earth or on your support. Allowing the breath to slow down even further and finally releasing all conscious control over the breath. Allowing the practice to synthesize together, enjoying a few moments of quiet rest. And then I'll call us back to each other. If you are happy and cozy where you are and you'd like to stay, please stay. But if you are ready to come back, gently inviting small movements at your edges, fingers and toes. Gradually making those movements a bit larger, closer to your center. Eventually, if you're all the way on the earth, you'll make your way to one side and pause there for a moment. And then as you're ready, gently making your way back up to your comfortable seat, no rush. Maybe still with the eyes closed or soft gaze. Inviting one last chance to form that mudra if you like, or you can leave your hands however you would prefer. If you'd like to take it, you'll bring your right hand towards your chest, thumb touching the sternum. Bring the left hand in front, crossing at the wrists. Bring the backs of the hands together. And then interlace your pinky finger. Interlace your ring finger. Skip over the middle finger. Interlace the pointer. The free fingers are the middle fingers and the thumbs. And the last piece is you'll touch the tips of those together, making 2 teardrop shapes on either side. However you have your hands, taking these last few breaths together to drop into the power of your own fearless heart. Allowing the courage that you need to come forth, to show up in the world the way that you want to, whatever that means for you. If you have the mudra, I can allow it to dissolve. I thank you so very much, as always, for joining together to share your practice with one another and with me. You all looked really beautiful. I hope to see you soon. Namaste. I'm going to turn off the recording and then I'll come back to say bye.